Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a knife that I've gotten in from Quiet Carry. This is a really cool little knife. This is the Rincon, or Rincon. I call it Rincon, but some people call it Rincon. So it's up to you, right? But this is the Rincon. It kind of looks a little bit like the 9, but it's like a salt version of water series of this one. So really wonderful little knife. Vanax super clean. Quiet Carry is the knife that makes this. We don't know who quite the OEM. They kind of keep that protected, which I understand because it's really well done. Probably the craziest, sharpest knife I've ever gotten in from an OEM production knife. Also, really exquisitely done in every possible way you can imagine. Quiet Carry is the company. They're the one who designed this knife. It is on phosphor bronze washer, so it works really outstanding. So let's go ahead and take a look at this. Titanium scales, textured here, easy access. It is a frame lock right here. The cutaway is on the inside, so it doesn't get at you. Everything is beautifully rounded on the corners. There's nothing sharp. This is done so exquisitely. Textured in here. Easy access to the lock bar, easy chamfered right there. It's a steel bar, over travel stop, so you're engaging steel on the tang of the blade. Vanax super clean, incredibly thin hollow grind. So sharp. Nice textured on top. If you push down, it definitely gives you some control. Back spacer back here. Got a little dust on there. Titanium handle is a beautiful clip that works in, going in and out. Super deep pocket carry clean. It is right hand tip up only. It's not left hand tip up. So it's, well, you got the 4 dots there that work really well. Beautiful weight relief on the inside. It does weight relief a lot of the scales. You find that it's very light in many regards. In Vanax Super Clean, this is a saltwater series. And one thing that's interesting, all the hardware like the steel bar insert, the hardware that's LC200N, which is another good corrosion resistant steel. It used to be before Vanax Super Clean, one of the best out there. So that's really cool. All right, so that's the designer, the materials, titanium, LC200N. Got a beautiful back spacer. Now this is stone washed. It's a little slippery. Hopefully, you know, if you're super dry, it might be a little slippery. So just, you know, use to texture your corners well, hold on to it, what have you. The phosphor bronze on here has been breaking in, and I haven't carried this in a couple of days, so, you know, it oxidizes. So once I carry it for a little bit, that starts to break really well, and it does break in really nicely. It has a beautiful action for a phosphor bronze washer. Now, you don't want to cage bearings, because if you use it in saltwater series, you get the salt water into the cage bearings, it dries, it starts to crust and corrode and stuff like that. So on phosphor bronze is nice, thick contact for the blade to the scale, so that is nice. I think that's pretty cool. What else? Like I said, weight relief in there I think is pretty cool. The thumb hole there works really nicely. It's great. Is there bonus flick? No, it's really not. It's just that alone, but it works well. And it's a really nice, fuller thumb hole kind of reverse front flicking. And it works well both left-handed. So you can be over here in the left hand like this. It can be over here. Works really great left-handed. You know, really nice, very fidgety. I like that a lot. So, and it's still kind of breaking in because it's relatively new, but I like it. I like it. Beautifully rounded. Feels great in the hand. It opens and closes nicely. It has started to drop in there where I can get it drop shut like a cage bearing knife, which I like. I do like that. I enjoy that kind of action. And there's no blade play. It's locked in there solidly. There's no pivot lash. And then let's listen to the detent. Let's go ahead and hear that clickety. Nice clickety. Let's do it one more time. Nice clickety, no detent lash. It's pretty dead center in there. Yeah, dead center in there. Let's look at the lockup. We're a good 50% lockup on there. I think that's nice. Solid engagement as far as I'm concerned. All right, so open and the closing is nice. I mean, the phosphor bronze, you can enjoy that smooth kind of close, or you can have the drop shut. I think that's really cool. It's easy to get there. You're not going to go too past with the over travel stop, so you're not going to worry about bending your lock bar. I think that's kind of cool. I like that. I like that both on left and right hand. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, blade steel, hollow grind. The hollow grind is ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. You can see kind of a crown spine, very nice rounded on the top. You're not going to have any super sharp stuff for a ferrous rod. Comes to a very thin tip, good for poking into dog food, cat food, fertilizer, mulch. So that's nice. Edge is ridiculously sharp. The hollow grind is fantastic. I mean, you can just, yeah, you can shave with this thing. It's crazy like that. All right, so let's do a little bit of measurements on this thing here. Let's get a little weight on there. So I think this one is about 3 ounces. I'm going to guess maybe 3 ounces. I don't know. 3.6 ounces. Who would have known? 3.6 ounces. So it's not super heavy. It's not super light. If you're into perfect ratios, it's not quite there, because I don't think it's exactly 3.6 ounces on the 3.6 inches on the blade. So we're looking at a knife that's around 7 3/8 of an inch. We're looking at a handle right here to here. It's about, if you go back to here, it's about 4 inches, about 3 1/4. You can choke up all the way up to here and you get about 4 to 4 1/4 inch. So, you know, that works well. I have big meaty hands, large hands with big meaty fingers. So if you have extra large hands with regular sized fingers, double extra large hands with thinner fingers, you're going to be like this. Definitely a little room for extra large hands with meaty fingers. Can probably choke up and get a double extra large in there, I think. So that's kind of cool. All right, let's look at the blade length here itself. So from the tip to the back, we're looking at a blade length of 3 and just under 3 1/4. The cutting length is about 3 1/8 of an inch. So, you know, it's definitely over the 3-inch rule. So keep that in mind, right? If you're in a place where that matters. All right, so let's look at the blade stock thickness. That's where I think it's going to be pretty impressive. I think it's not a super thick blade stock thickness. Maybe I'm wrong, but let's look. 108 thousandths of an inch. So definitely 0.02 inches thinner, which is typically you get 120 thousandths of an inch. So 107 thousandths of an inch. That is definitely a little thinner. And then hollow grind down here makes it a beautiful slicer. I think that's kind of cool. All right, so what's the category? This is definitely going to be in, technically it falls into the higher end knife. It's just over $300. So I don't know if there'll be a cheaper G10 version at some point that goes under 300, but it's definitely over 300. So it's right into that higher end knife. Not by much. If you ever get it on sale, you could probably get it under 300, but right now it's definitely about 335, I think, or something like that. I'll have a link down below in the description, down below, and you'll see what the link is, right? So there you go. So as far as purpose, is it EDC hard use collection piece? Absolutely could be a collection piece if you like Quiet Carry. You might just collect them, right? You might just enjoy collecting and having a part of your collection. I get it. I get it. I enjoy a lot of different Quiet Carries, but, you know, some I keep and some I've, you know, come in and out. This one's really nice. This is probably going to stay in my collection because I really enjoy this one. Hard use, I think so. The frame lock really locks in. It's solid. Just not, there's no hot spots. I did a grip test. There's no anywhere I could work this all day and it's not going to destroy my hand or anything like that. So I think that's really cool. I like all of that. EDC, absolutely. EDC and salt anywhere you want. It's sweaty, hot days. I think you're going to be fine. This is going to work really great. Overall design, the handles, open and closed, textures, jimping, clip, and a lanyard. There's no lanyard technically. There's a loop here. You could sort of use a lanyard, I guess. It's got a back spacer. I'm not a big lanyard fan, so to me, I don't miss it, and I'm not bummed about that. Opening and closing is nice. Getting to the lock bar is super great. The thumb hole is just really fantastic. You can get your whole, sorry, I'm trying to get the whole finger over exaggerate in there. You can really do that. You can get the meat of your finger in there. It works really nice. Left hand, it works really nice. Thumb, right hand, left hand, thumb, right, left hand, reverse flick works really nice. It's just fun. It's just smooth and wonderful. And it locks in place really well. It's got nice acoustics, I think. So the opening and closing, I dig it. I dig it. I dig it a lot. I like the clip. The clip is solid, goes in and out of the pocket, just fits really well. No complaints there whatsoever. Textures, I wish, now a lot of the Quiet Carry have this texture on their scales. I do wish it had that because it's a little slick, it's a little slippery. I don't know if there's something I can do to make it a little less slick or slippery. I know most of the knives will have that jimping and that texture, so I definitely expect that to be coming. It's just not here just yet. So definitely, if that's important to you and you feel like that's absolutely critical, you might want to wait to see if some comes out later. But I love this. There's a black version that just dropped recently. I don't know if it's PVD or it's DLC, but it looks nice. It looks nice, right? But this one I really dig. All right. Is this, so we said collection piece, EDC, all that good stuff. The handles we talked about, overall feel. I like the overall feel. It opens really nicely. It closes really nicely, especially on phosphor bronze. And the more it breaks in, it's a fun knife to carry. It really is. It's really solid. It's a great cutter. It's a great action. Everything about it is fun. So I enjoy that. Now, it has thumb hole only deployment. Easy access on both of them, which I think is outstanding. There's no bonus flick. I can't like top flip it or anything like that. There's no middle finger reverse flick. I don't think I could do, no, I can't do that. So, but out of that, I would say I would give it a solid 2, maybe 2.5. Round it up to 3, but it would be only a 2.5. It wouldn't be a full 3. So the jimping's not, the fidget factor is good for a single deployment with thumb holes, fuller holes. So I'll give it a 2.5. we'll round it. It'll be a 3, but it's really a 2.5. So let's just keep that in mind. All right, the fidgety goodness. It's 100%. If you're going to do just thumb holes, this is how I would like to see it done. Very easy to access, very easy to use. I like that left and right hand carry. You easily get there. You're not going to have, I don't find myself putting my thumb on there and not being able to flick that open. Sorry, I'm trying to hold it without being on camera, but it works well. It just works really well. So it's going to be 100%. Is this recommended? Absolutely 100% recommended. I love this knife. And I'm not saying that as a fanboy. I've been critical of 1 or 2 of their knives I didn't care for. So, you know, I'm a free critic of people, for anybody, right? I don't hold back. So when I say that I like this, I'm not saying because I just like everything and everything is just absolutely amazing. I'm a robot. No, I say it because I really do dig this knife. Like I said, I think some jimping would be, a texture on the knife would be so much better. I would very, very much love to have more texture on this knife. I think that would be outstanding. If they had texture, it would make the world of difference to the knives. Just get some texture on this knife. I think would just really be cool. And I know it's coming. I know it's coming. If you don't mind the lack of texture, this is a cool knife. So I just couldn't wait. I wanted to check this out very soon, and I'm glad I did, and I love it. I don't know if I can put a little aftermarket texture on here. I'd have to probably talk to Knife Modder, but that might make a world of difference as far as grip and some of the things you can do, but it still works well. It's just on a dry day or something and it's slippery, that's when it really kind of bothers me, right? So, you know, let's just keep that in mind. If that's a big deal, wait for some of the newer variants or the ones coming out later. You might not jump on this, but they sell out pretty quick, so you can get it when you get it, right? All right, absolutely recommend it. Love the knife. Think a whole lot about it. So let's do some up close real quick. Oops, we're going to zoom in here. All right, so now let's look at that beautiful blade, hollow grind, nice, thin, slicey. Look at that kind of a crowned, almost rounded top up here. I think it's really nice. Comes to a nice, thin, pokey tip. The edge is really, really sharp. This is one of the craziest sharp edges I've gotten from a factory I've ever had. I mean, it's super crazy sharp. Captive pivot over here, no hardware over here, even this captive pin that goes into the clip, the deep pocket carry clip. Typical for your little 4 dots there. That's a Quiet Carry trademark sort of thing. And then you've got this beautiful milled little kind of texture getting into your lock bar. Really nice access there. Love the very simple Quiet Carry on one side. Let's go over here. We're going to see the Vanax Super Clean. Again, crazy hollow grind. Beautiful thin tip on there. The edge is nice and thin on top. Now you have the captive pivot right here. You have 2 screws, T8s. T8s keeps a steel bar insert over travel stop. You have a T8 that holds the clip in place. You have a T8 back here. Both of these hold the back spacer, and you can see right here the lock bar. The cutaway for the lock bar is done on the inside, so it's very smooth. Everything is rounded all the way around. It's rounded. It's smooth. There's no sharp edges. Even in here, everything is really well taken care of. All the little areas where you might feel stuff is rounded. It feels really, really good. So let's zoom back out. So I like that. There's a lot of attention to detail. That's always very typical with Quiet Carry, I find. I find their attention to detail, the little things that they do really well, and it's very much appreciated. If you're a stickler for details, Quiet Carry is going to be a brand you're going to enjoy. I really feel, and I'm kind of a nerd. I like the details, and that's why I very much enjoy this brand. Very much enjoy their design ethic, their design concepts. I love what they do and how they execute it. It's beautiful ergonomics, it's action, everything I love about this. So I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan for sure. Let's look at the back here. You can again see that beautiful clip right there. Then we can see that nice clip in the liner, and then we can see the nice cutaway on the inside. Nice weight relief. This thing could be a whole lot heavier, but it's not. So absolutely fantastic little knife. Definitely recommend it. I think you would enjoy this knife. I think you'd be very pleased with it. So there we go. All right. So hey, if you found this interesting, let me know in the comments down below if you have the knife, if you're thinking of getting a knife, if you have the knife, what your thoughts are on it. I'd love to hear from you. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting the like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button? Subscribing and liking the videos really helps out the channel, allows the channel to produce more content, do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who subscribes. I appreciate you guys so, so very much. You have no idea. Especially if you watch the live stream, you're part of all of that. Yeah, thank you. Thank you. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And also a big thank you, big shout out, a big, huge appreciation to all the channel members out there. You channel members allow this channel to do things a lot sooner, a little quicker than some of the things that I'm doing that I never thought I'd be able to do. So thank you, you channel members. You're a huge help, partnership, and supporting the channel. I am So grateful. I really am. If you thought, hey, I'd like to become a channel member too, I'd love to support the channel, I would love to have you. I'd be honored. I really would. There's a link down below in the description for 3 different tiers. Love to have you in any capacity, anyway. So, but don't ever feel obligated to be a channel member. Purely do it if you want to, but don't ever feel any obligation. I would just love to have you. But it's a small way for me to say thank you for being a channel member. I do 2 things. I do a once-a-month members giveaway. Usually try to make sure it's a nicer knife, a really cool knife, because you guys have been so generous. I want to be generous back to you. I do a once-a-week giveaway, and that's usually a budget knife, right? That's something not too expensive. But for the members, it's usually a very exclusive kind of cool knife. We're looking at anything over $100 to sometimes up $300. I make sure it's something nice, something hopefully y'all would like. So that's my small way to say thank you. The second thing I do is every brand new channel member, if you've never had a sticker, never asked for a sticker, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a sticker to say thank you. And if you've been a channel member and you never asked, you're an active member now, or you were a channel member before and you just became a channel member again and you've never asked and you're an active member right now, everyone, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you stickers. My small way to say thank you. Thank you for being a channel member. I so appreciate you. Yeah. So grateful to every single one of you out there. Appreciate you all. If you haven't already, check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.